We have all been there. You pull into that massive parking lot on a Tuesday afternoon fighting for a spot that isn't half a mile away from the entrance. You walk through those giant sliding doors with a simple, disciplined mission. You just need a gallon of milk, maybe some laundry detergent, and a pack of trash bags. You tell yourself you are going to be in undoubt in 20-minute stops. You have your list, you have your budget, and you have your dignity. But then something happens. The moment you cross that threshold and show your card to the greeter, you enter what psychologists call the Costco trance. You start wandering. You see a 48-pack of specialty protein bars on sale. You see a 75-inch television that costs less than your first car. You see a giant wheel of imported brie cheese that you suddenly realize is a vital necessity for your life. By the time you reach the checkout, you are staring at a $400 bill. Your cart is overflowing with things you didn't know existed 10 minutes ago, and you realize you completely forgot the milk. Welcome to the Costco paradox. It is the only place on earth where you can save $100 by spending $500. As we sit here in 2026 with the cost of living remaining the #1 concern for every household across the United States and Canada, Costco has become more than just a store. For many of us, it is a religion. But here is the cold, hard truth that most members don't want to hear. Costco is not a grocery store. It is a masterfully engineered psychological gauntlet designed by some of the smartest retail minds in the world to maximize your basket size. Costco does not actually make its money on the products you buy. If you look at their annual financial filings, roughly 70 to 80% of their operating profit comes from membership fees alone. The products on the shelves are just the bait to get you to renew that card every year. Their goal isn't to sell you a jar of pickles. Their goal is to remove every ounce of friction between your brain and your wallet. In this video, we are doing a deep dive into the 10 huge mistakes that almost every member makes. We are going to talk about the hidden fresh food tax, the secret language of priced ads, the mathematical illusion of bulk savings, and the psychological traps hidden in plain sight. If you want to stop being a victim of the warehouse and start being a professional shopper, you need to understand the rules of the game they are playing. The first huge mistake is falling for what Costco calls the treasure hunt and the end cap trap. Have you ever noticed that Costco doesn't have signs hanging from the ceiling telling you where the bread is or where to find the peanut butter? In a standard supermarket like Kroger or Loblaws, things stay in the same place for a decade. You know exactly where the spices are. At Costco, they purposefully move staples like milk, eggs, and bread to the very back corners of the warehouse. This is a retail strategy known as the treasure hunt philosophy. The logic is simple. If you knew exactly where the eggs were, you would walk a straight line to the eggs and then straight to the register. Costco hates that. They want you to stumble upon a limited edition set of cookware or a discounted vacuum cleaner on your way to the dairy cooler. By keeping the total number of items in the store low, Costco only carries about 4,000 unique items compared to a typical Walmart, which carries over 100,000. They create a sense of scarcity. They want you to feel that if you don't buy it now, it will be gone forever. This brings us to the end caps. Those are the displays at the end of the aisles that you see as you walk down the main path. The end caps are often occupied by high-margin items that the store wants to move quickly. These are often items that appeal to your wants rather than your needs. They are placed there because they have the highest visibility in the entire building. Most people assume that because it is on end caps, it must be the best deal in the store. In reality, it is often just a product the warehouse is being paid to feature or something they want to clear out before the next season. You have to realize that Costco is not a store. It is a scavenger hunt where the prize buys you giving them your money. The second mistake is what I call the Kirkland signature halo effect. This is one of the most dangerous mistakes because it feels so rational. We have been conditioned over decades to believe that the Kirkland signature brand is the gold standard of value. And to be fair, in many cases it truly is. We know the open secrets. We know that Kirkland batteries are often made by Duracell and that Kirkland diapers are produced by the same company that makes undies. Because we trust a Kirkland brand so much, we stop doing the math. The mistake isn't buying Kirkland. The mistake is blindly assuming that Kirkland is the cheapest or best option every single time. As we move through 2026, many loss leader sales at your local grocery stores can actually beat Kirkland's desk price per unit. Supermarkets use staples like cereal, pork, and goods to get you in the door, often selling them at a loss just to win your business. Costco, meanwhile, keeps a steady margin on Kirkland. If you are checking the price per ounce against your local store's weekly flyer, you are likely paying a 10% convenience tax on that Kirkland label without even realizing it. The halo effect blinds you to the fact that sometimes the name brand with a coupon at a regular store is actually the superior financial choice. This leads us into the third mistake, which is shopping without a predefined route. Retail architects speak about a phenomenon called the Groot effect. This is the moment when a consumer enters a space and becomes so overwhelmed by the intentional layout and the sheer scale of the environment that they lose track of their original intentions. Their shopping behavior changes from a surgical strike to a wandering impulse buy spree. Costco is designed specifically to induce this effect. The center court of the warehouse is usually filled with high-dopamine items like jewelry, electronics, and seasonal furniture. When you see a $3,000 sofa right next to a $10 jar of mayonnaise, the mayonnaise feels incredibly cheap by comparison. This is a psychological trick called price anchoring. If you don't have a list and a specific route, the store will guide you through the most expensive areas first. Professional Costco shoppers use what I call the peripheral strategy. Lowest margin items like meat, dairy, and produce are almost always on the back and side walls. If you stay on the perimeter and avoid the center action alley, you avoid the areas where the most expensive impulse buys lies. Now we need to talk about the math of bulk purchases, starting with mistake number for the perishable bulk trap for the fresh food tax. This is the single biggest money waster in the building. You see a 2-pound container of organic spring mix for $5. It looks like a steal. At your local grocery store, a tiny 5-ounce container is for dollars. Your brain does the quick math and tells you that you are getting 4 times the food for $1 extra. But then you get home. You eat one salad on Tuesday, and by Friday, that giant tub of spinach has turned into a green, slimy biological hazard in the back of your fridge. Data from the Natural Resources Defense Council shows that the average North American household throws away about 25% of the food they buy. When you shop at Costco, that percentage often skyrockets. If you buy $10 worth of fruit, but throw away half of it, your unit price didn't stay the same. It doubled. You effectively paid 100% markup for the privilege of throwing food in the trash. Bulk is only a bargain if you use 100% of it before the expiration date. Unless you have a massive family or a very active freezer, buying perishables in bulk is often just a fancy way of subsidizing the local landfill. Mistake number 5 is ignoring the unit price calculation. Most of us have a cognitive bias called bulk savings intuition. We assume that the effort of packaging and shipping a larger box must result in a lower price for the consumer. Retailers now rethink this, and they occasionally use it against us. You might see a giant jug of laundry detergent for $25 and assume it is the best deal. But if you look closely at the price per ounce and compare it to a standard size bottle at a regular grocery store, auto ad is currently on a buy one get one free sale. The grocery store often wins. You are not just paying for the product. You are also paying for the storage. If you buy a 2-year supply of toothpaste because it was on sale, you are using your home's square footage to act as a warehouse for Costco. You are tying up your cash flow in products that will sit on a shelf for months. You have to ask yourself, is saving $3 over the course of a year is worth the loss of space and the upfront cost? Mistake number 6 involves the psychological trap of the membership fee. Because the membership fee is a fixed upfront Costco, we often fall into the sunk cost fallacy. We feel that because we paid $65 or $130 just to walk through the door, we owe it to ourselves to shop there as much as possible to make the membership pay for itself. This leads members to buy items they don't really want or need just to justify the existence of the card in their wallet. You are turning back your membership fee by spending more money. You only earn it back by saving on things you were already going to buy anyway. If you find yourself wandering the aisles just to find something to buy so you feel better about the fees, and you have fallen right into their trap. The 7th mistake is one of my favorites because it is so easy to fix once you know the secret. Most people are illiterate when it comes to the language of Costco price tags, but the decimal points are actually the secret code that tells you the status of the item. If the price ends in 99 cents, it is a standard retail price. That's not a special deal. If the price ends in 97 cents, that is a manager's markdown. This is the only true clearance price in the store. These are items that the manager wants to get rid of immediately to make room for new inventory. If you see a 97-cent ending on something you use regularly, that is your signal to stock up. If you see a price ending in 00 or 88 cents, it usually means the item is a floor model or a final return that is being dumped to clear space. These are often the deepest discounts in the entire building. Finally, you have to look for the asterisk in the top right corner of the tag. This is known as the Death Star. It means the item is discontinued and will not be restocked. If you see an asterisk combined with a 97-cent ending, you have found the absolute lowest price that item will ever be. Stop reading just the big numbers and start reading the symbols. Mistake number 8 is a matter of timing. Most people treat Costco as a weekend activity. They go on Saturday morning or Sunday afternoon when the warehouse is at peak capacity. This is a massive mistake for your budget. When the store is crowded, you experience high levels of sensory overload. The noise, the giant carts, and the crowds around the free sample stations all lead to decision fatigue. When your brain is tired and stressed, your ability to make rational financial choices disappears. You start making impulse purchases just to get out of the aisle faster. You lose the patience to compare unit prices. The best time to shop is Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday mornings, or right before they close on a weekday. When the store is empty, you can actually think. You can read the labels and make calm, calculated decisions. A crowded aisle is the enemy of a rational budget. The 9th mistake is the gas line opportunity cost. We see it every day. 20 cars deep, engines idling, people waiting 30 minutes to save a few cents per gallon. Let us do the real math on that. If Costco gas is 20 cents cheaper per gallon and you have a 15-gallon tank, you are saving $3. If you wait 30 minutes for that $3, you are valuing your turn at $6 an hour. In 2026, that is far below the minimum wage. Unless you are at the pump when there is no line, the Costco gas discount is a mathematical illusion that steals your most precious resource. The 10th mistake is buying high-touch electronics without doing your homework. Many people trust Costco so much that they assume any TV or laptop on their floor is the best model available. But manufacturers often create warehouse-specific model numbers. These models might look identical to the ones sold at Best Buy or Amazon, but they often have slightly different specifications, maybe one fewer port or a different screen refresh rate specifically to prevent price matching. Always check the specific model number on your phone before you commit to a major purchase. Don't let the great return policy lure you into a lazy buying decision. We have covered a lot of technical ground today. We have talked about the secret codes, the math of spinach, and the trap of the gas line. But as we close this out, I want to talk about something deeper. We love Costco because it represents abundance. In a world that feels increasingly uncertain, seeing those stacks of goods reaching toward the ceiling makes us feel safe. It makes us feel like we are providing for our families. It is about being intentional stewardship of your resources. Every time you make an impulse purchase, you are trading a piece of your freedom for a product you didn't need. When you shop with discipline, you aren't just saving money. You are reclaiming your time and your autonomy. Costco is a tool. In the hands of a master, it is a powerful engine for building wealth and providing high-quality goods for our family. In the hands of an amateur, it is a treadmill of consumption. that leads to a cluttered home and a depleted savings account. You are the one who pays the membership fee. That makes you the boss. It is time to stop being a passive member and start being an intentional steward of your money. Respect your time. Respect your hard-earned cash and stop letting the warehouse tell you what you need. Real wealth isn't found in a giant cart full of things I'll never use. It is found in the freedom that comes from knowing you are in control. The next time you walk through those sliding doors, keep your head up, stay on the perimeter, and remember the secret language of the priced eggs.